Hey, how's it going? Check-in for today. About to go into jiu-jitsu and feel like I've had a pretty productive day. Done some of the things, many of the things, in fact, that I said I was going to do. And that makes me feel good, not just because I can tick a box and say, yes, I said I'd do it and I did it, but actually these are the things that I need to be doing. I've identified what they are. I just got to get down and do them. And actually one of the big things I did today was get back in touch with some of the people who I met at the European Women in Payments Network conference a couple of weeks ago and follow up with them and just actually ask the question, look, who do I need to speak to in the organization that you work in, who can tell me more about the well-being initiatives, if any, that you have running at the moment, and also who organizes your conferences. Like if you have internal conferences, who is it that organizes? When are they? Can I speak to them? And I don't know when those conferences are. I don't know the best person to speak to about well-being. Sometimes it's somebody in L&D. Sometimes it's a person in talent management or HR. Sometimes it's somebody who's just started an initiative themselves and has been given that as their job role or responsibility. It's different in every company. And so the only way of really figuring out who it is asking somebody who's already at the company. And if there isn't anybody, then they normally know who I can speak to find out the answers to that question. So that's pretty much what I've been doing a lot of today. I mean, it did take quite a while this morning. I spent probably an hour and a half to 2 hours just following up with these messages. And actually only one or two people got back to me. One of them, though, has already resulted in a call booked for next week, I think, end of next week, which is with somebody over in Montreal, Canada, who's put together their Canadian well-being strategy, and they're looking at rolling it out globally. It's a big payments industry, payments company, and would be a great company to work with. And they, at least, I think 7 or 8 of them were at the session that I took. Certainly 7 or 8 of them asked for a copy of the notes as well. So I've been in touch with one of them and they've introduced me to the person to speak to. So that sounds, I'm not sure promising is the right word to use at this stage, but it feels like progress. Anyway, and still nothing back from ACI yet. This is the waiting to hear back about the budget. This is kind of as expected. I've spoken to Andy. He's followed it up. Nothing back yet. I've worked out sort of roughly what our figures would look like as an absolute minimum. So we can kind of, if a budget comes in, I'm not thinking, right, can we make it work for that? We've at least got the basics for what we've already suggested and outlined. And the next step would be to look at, right, when we put the detail into this, there's obviously different levels of detail that we can do. There's different levels of our time that we can put in, and we can obviously design something that's going to fit in with a budget that we know is going to be signed off. There's no point in us putting together an all singing and all dancing proposal and then them or any other company for that matter to turn around and say, you've got to be joking. So we are kind of waiting for that, and there's nothing much more we can do at this stage, which is a little bit frustrating because it's just more waiting. But it's just the way it is. It's what it is, and we just got to kind of get on board with that. So in the meantime, I feel like today I just put loads of momentum into the game today, loads of irons in the fire, loads of potential into it, and although probably 80% won't come to anything at all, probably won't even come back to me as a conversation, but as a response rather, I'm fairly confident that some will, and I'll get some decent conversations going as a result of it. So feeling kind of energized from today's flurry of activity, and I will keep posted with how things progress from that. Right, I've got to go to jiu-jitsu now. It's been about 3 weeks since I was last here, so I think it'll be a little painful tonight, but hey, I'm sure it'll be fun as well. That's my check-in for the day. As always, give it a YouTube thumbs up, like the video if indeed you have, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and make sure you check back in again tomorrow for another daily update. Bye for now.